Andre Street, chairman of Stone, based in Brazil. Welcome to Stanford and to the Industrialist Dilemma.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for inviting me.
Tell everybody a little bit about Stone, what the company is, how it got started, and why it's had such explosive growth over the last 6 to 7 years.
Well, the market was closed in the financial industry in Brazil. Just two credit card acquirers, 20 years overcharging and underserving merchants. So basically, with the experience of having built other companies in Brazil in fintech, we saw in 2012 the opportunity of starting something with a much better product, developed from the scratch. So we needed to seriously put something together that would be 10 times better than our competitors. As we always say, we have to be much better in terms of products, and we created a customer service that would amaze customers, which in the financial industry is something that people were not used to think about. And we created a distribution channel that goes directly to these merchants across Brazil in all small cities of the country, and we talk directly to them, and we understand their needs.
Now, you look at the explosive growth that Stone has had. What do you think the business is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years? Where might it grow in other areas?
Well, payments is just the beginning. So we started with payments because it was the main pain point of those merchants in the beginning when we started in 2012. But we started putting a lot of other products and presenting products to our client base, and most of them have been successful and adopted by our client base. So we try to provide what they want. So we're building the company from the client's point of view to Stone's point of view. So we try to understand what they want, and many things that they want have to do with the financial industry. So they need an account. They don't need a bank. They need an account to make wire transfers, to pay their bills, and they need a credit to run their businesses, to help them grow to the next phase. So we provide them what they call the ABC, so the platform that is acquiring, banking, and credit. And we also provide them credits, we provide them a software, as we call the Act 2, which is giving them softwares to help them become more productive and grow their businesses.
Why don't you think any of the incumbents did this? What was the opportunity for Stone to step in and solve that problem?
Yes, I think we had to have that entrepreneurial and a technology background to think like that. And I think they had a lot to lose. So we could be cheaper, much more efficient with a technology created from the scratch. We could provide many other features that for them would be very difficult to create. And we think about software all the time. So we think about new features, and the software needs to be very adaptable to bring new functionalities to the customers. And we need to have the mindset of putting client first, which is something cultural, difficult for these incumbent banks to think like that.
When you and I were together in Brazil in September, the country felt very positive, very different even than maybe even a year earlier. What's it like right now to be doing business in Brazil and more broadly in South America?
Oh, Brazil is not easy. Brazil has a business environment which is not easy to start a business, not easy to be an entrepreneur, but I think it's becoming better. It's becoming much better because now single-digit interest rates is something very structural to the economy of the country, and that by itself already helps a lot. But I think there's another thing that is going on, that the entrepreneurial spirit is coming to Brazil somehow. So you see, when I go to universities to talk to students, I see many other young kids, young people, that wish to become an entrepreneur, wish to start their own business, which is great. So it's a cultural move, a generational move that might encourage people to start their own business and win in life and create more, pay more taxes and employ more people and create progress.
Now, you're a many-time entrepreneur. You started your first company, I think, when you were 15. And yet education is always something that's been very important to you. You're involved in a number of educational activities as well. Tell us a little bit about what you do in the education space and why you do it.
Oh, well, so first of all is when I see a kid that really wants to study, it's impossible not to help. It's impossible not to help. When you see that image of someone that is in a public school, in a poor public school, in which the school cannot, give to this kid, create interest in the kid to study, but the kid wants to do something. Usually gifted kids, they are a problem to the school. And people cannot find them and diagnose that as someone that is special, that needs to be treated differently. And they don't have meritocracy in schools. The schools in Brazil are terrible, the public schools. And the way I try to help is to identify these people, these young kids that really want to win in life, wants to create progress, don't know exactly how, but they want to study. They want more knowledge. So my diagnosis is when I find someone that wants to have more knowledge, I try to bring them close to me and try to provide them more resources to study in better schools and to have access to other sources of knowledge, and to go encourage them to study whenever they want in the world. They can come to Stanford. So I encourage them to study wherever they want. So when they have this input at early age, we think that they can really become someone very transformational to the country.
It's great to see the younger generation of business leaders in Brazil be so involved in trying to get education to be more broadly available to those people that need it the most. Last question for you. Pretend that it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling and you're thinking about the future of Stone. What's the one thing that keeps you up at night that would worry you about the company and that you would want to be spending time on to make sure that your worries were unfounded?
Well, the team is thinking on the client first, and will never allow bureaucracy to get installed in the company and disrupt the relationship that the company has established with the trust and the relationship that the company has established with the client base. And hearing the customer and really trying to build things from what they heard, not inventing things from their minds. Andre
Street, Chairman of Stone, thank you so much for traveling all the way from Sao Paulo up to Stanford. It's great to have you back on campus.
Whenever you call, I'm here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.